Welcome to the challenge show, folks. Got a 16-foot box trailer with 2-foot Vino, so it's an 18-foot enclosed trailer. We're going to convert this into a livable space or a camper slash toy hauler. We're going to put a Murphy bed on the side, rip all this out, insulate it, put a porta potty, some cabinets and shelving up there, and a battery and 12-volt system running throughout it. Put some lights back here and lights throughout the ceiling, redo the ceiling, and insulate it. Try to make it homey, but efficiency is what we're looking for. So I'm going to start off by taking this plywood out and this trim board. Well, first the trim board and then the plywood, because I want to save the plywood. It's got a bunch of Phillips head screws in it, and then that way I can see where the electric's going, how it's ran to all the lights. Try to maybe clean that up some. They got these little clips in there holding together, solder those together, get everything to where once the wire's there, it should stay. Because I really don't want to pull all this apart to get to that again. AC in here and DC, because I'm going to want to run camper lights throughout the ceiling and up here in the front where the cabinets and stuff are, and then maybe a few cigarette lighters where the bed's going to be, so you can plug in a phone or what have you, tablets, whatever. But I'm going to rip all this off and see what the bones look like. I've got 1/2-inch foam board. I can't remember the R rating. It ain't very high, but it's the green foam board. I have it, and then I have, it's like 3/16-inch thick plywood. That is, it's like backer board. You can prime it, you can paint it, you can stain it, whatever. I got that, and I'm gonna put that up on the ceiling. It's kind of like this stuff, but as you can see, there's the roof. No insulation at all whatsoever. So I'm gonna cut the foam down, put it in between, glue it up, put that board up over top of it after I get all the electric run. So yeah, enjoy. That's what we're left with right now. So finish that up and then touch up some of this wiring and put all these clips in here. And I really don't want to take this thing apart again unless I can get all these up and put trim up so I can get to it. But I think I'll just cut that, solder it, cut that, solder it, cut that, solder. I mean, it'll be hours of soldering, but you really can't go wrong with this whole soldering thing. So go through it all, test it, make sure it's all working right, solder it. But yeah, I get these two boards off. I've been labeling them. So you've got panel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way, hopefully I can put it back in there and they're pretty close to being right. I'll leave this gap in there and then I'll cover that, and then that would also leave me a spot to run the electricity when I run it. So that's probably about the height the plugs are gonna be, because that's where that gap is. So we back. This is the next day. So I had hunted and hunted and hunted for a bit that fits those, and it is an 8-point star. So it's like a Torx bit, but a Torx or a T25 is 6-point, and these are 8. Nobody knew what I was talking about. Everybody kept saying it's deck screw, it wasn't deck screw. Finally stopped at RV Plus. It's a square bit. I have plenty of those, just never thought to stick a square into a star. They taught us this in school, but yet it was wrong. Well, there we got it, folks. Got all the wood off. So now we're moving on to fix all these joints. These things, you know, they work, but they don't last very long. This is a 2010 model trailer. So I'm gonna bust out solder gun and solder up all these around through here and test continuity on everything, make sure everything's working, figure out why this light ain't working, and start running some electric. And go from there, and then we'll start shoving some insulation in. So, yep, that's where we're at. Figured I'd stop it for a second and kind of explain what I'm doing. It looks like factory, or not the, yeah, the factory put these little clips in, like said, and they just, they work. I'm not saying you can't get away with them or that they're terrible or nothing, you know, if anybody uses them. That's all fine and dandy, but they tend to go out eventually. They get corroded and start messing up on you. So I believe it is better to just go ahead and solder this stuff together if you have the means of soldering, and if you don't, I highly recommend getting the means, because everything I've done that's been outside of soldering just hasn't worked as well, you know. So you got 3 wires coming together here. You got a constant hot that runs around with this is all running lights up here and down at the bottom. So you got a constant hot that runs all the way around. I'm not sure where it comes up. It might come up from the back and then run. Looks like it runs all the way around. And they just crimp those together. So don't forget the heat shrink, and then you lay them together. Oh no, heat shrink needs to be on the other side. And you just go in the middle, twist them up. The wire it was crimped to, I guess, and then lay this wire on top and wrap it around. And once you get it twisted together like that, it's pretty easy. It kind of holds itself. And then you lay, so you got the one hot wire and the wire coming off of it, you just lay in there with it. Lay down with it the direction that the hot wire is going. I'll give you a close-up here in a second after I get this finished up. I'm sure this smoke is not ideal to breathe. And then always keep you a pair of pliers when soldering. So if you get any sharp bits, you can kind of squish them down. I already heat shrinked it. So I cut it, put the 2 main, this is a consistent hot, and then it continues to run to the next running light. Here's a running light. You lay it down with it, wrap it all up, solder it, and put heat shrink over it. That right there will outlast this by a long shot. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, put you back on time lapse and get this done so we can move on to insulation and run a DC power. Alrighty, so there it is. I've got every connection soldered up to all these running lights around through here. Everything that's going to be hidden underneath the walls will be soldered up, so hopefully it has some life left in it before I have an issue and have to start tearing the walls out of this thing just to run electric. And I'm going to try to keep it all tucked up as much as I can. There'll be a gap here between the ceiling and the wall, and then I'll cover it with a piece of trim. So hopefully I can keep it all tucked up there and everything work out just fine. So yeah, that's the stopping point. Gotta go get the youngin'. Well, there it is, folks. Got her insulated. Pretty straightforward. Cut them, fit in there, cram them in there. with the assistance of my lovely assistants. So, yeah. Just gotta do ceiling next. We'll get to that right now. There you go. Insulation's up. And yeah, got a little carried away, had some help. Wasn't really worried about recording everything, because while I had to help them, could have utilized that over running camera. Line right here. Hey, hey, hey! People have trunk monkeys. I have camper hoodlums out there. Alright, so I've kind of jumped around and hasn't had any outros or anything. So yeah, we got the insulation up, started with the wiring, and which you'll see on the next video. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of an intro or outro here. So yeah, that was about 3 days of work, just a few hours here and there. And when I camp, I've been trying to hit it pretty hard, because this insulation thing is the worst thing to do. After I get the insulation walls up, I think things are going to start flying. It's going to start coming together, and then it'll be enjoyable and it'll be fun. So yeah, I'll see you on part 2. God bless.